What's going on, everybody? It is Sparks here from You Promise Me Comics, and we are going to talk about this week's top indie comic picks for New Comic Book Day on August 23rd. All right, got some great picks for you guys this week for New Comic Book Day, and I've been cutting down on my single issues that I'm reading, so I'm going to have some picks in here that I'm looking forward to reading, the trade paperbacks when they come out, but I'm going to tell you guys about them because they're releasing this week for New Comic Book Day. Let's talk about them. First, before we do that, I got a graphic novel pick for you guys. And this one, coming from Dark Horse, it is a Comixology original from Joe Corallo and Rachel Polak with art by Ava Cabrera. And it is the Neverending Party. Absolutely love this one, and we got to talk with Joe about it on the channel a little while back. So go check that video out if you haven't already. 25 years after losing her lover Lulu, an occult ritual for Dionysus gone wrong, Mindy Morrow is trying to live her life and put the past behind her. Unfortunately for Mindy, the past won't let her go. While she's taking care of her friend Flavia, her frenemy Kate is trying to lure Mindy back into the old club scene, and something more ancient and terrifying awaits them all. Collects Neverending Party number 1 through 5 from the Comixology original digital series, in print for the first time. All right, my number 10 pick is one that I absolutely loved reading the first volume in single issues, but I have moved all of the books from the Massiveverse into trade reading. They're great stories, fantastic, well written, with amazing art, but I had to cut back somewhere, and this is how I'm doing it. But this is for The Dead Lucky number 8 from Melissa Flores and French Carlo Magno. Absolutely, this is probably one of my favorites. This and Rogue Sun have been some of the best, I feel like, from the Massiveverse. In this one, BB faces unexpected resistance in her plan to destroy Morrow. And as her new foe begins to enact his own plans for the city, will BB be able to survive long enough to see it through? That is my number 10 pick this week. Number 9, again, another one I am going to trade weight, but it's got some talent, some really good talent on here, and I think it's going to be a great story. This one is Schlub, The Schlub, number 1 from Image Comics, from Kenny Porter, Ryan Stegman, Mike Spicer, John Hill, and Tyrell Cannon. It is the series premiere from Vanish artist writer Ryan Stegman and Superboy writer Kenny Porter, teaming up with Beef Bros artist Tyrell Cannon for a new action comedy series featuring colors by Mike Spicer and lettering and design by John J. Hill. Love that every member of the team was just credited on here, just missing the editor, but fantastic. That does not happen a lot in descriptions. Failing dentist Roger Dalton blames the world for his problems until he is body swapped with the world's greatest superhero. Can Roger save Earth and finally prove to his family he's not a loser? Or are we all doomed? That is The Schlub, number 1 from Image Comics, my number 9 pick. Number 8, we're sticking with Image for one that I love the first issue of, and it is Scrapper. We got number 2 of 6 here from Cliff Bleszinski, Alex DeCampi, and Sandy Jarrell. Reeling from the loss of his home and with dozens of Smite stormtroopers on his trail, Scrapper has to flee across town. Tank recruits the city's other critters to give him a paw, or wing. The second action-packed issue from Games legend Cliff Bleszinski is here, now with art by the great Ryan Kelly, Jordi Belair, and co-writing by Alex DeCampi. If you've ever wanted to pet the dog in a video game, this is the book for you. It's fantastic. I love that we've got these dogs as the main characters, and it's a hell of an adventure, and yeah, emotionally packed first issue for this story. I'm in on this. I want to read this one by single issues. That is my number 8 pick this week. The rest of these, like with that one, I am picking up single issue, but the first 2, I relegated to the last part because I'm not getting the physical copies right now. Coming from AWA, we have The Ribbon Queen, number 2 of 8 from Garth Ennis. And then we've got on art Jason Burrows, Guillermo Ortego, and it looks like Dan Brown possibly doing the lettering on this. Declan Shalvey doing the cover A. Detective Amy Sun watched the prime suspect in her case literally unravel before her eyes, leaving no doubt that some supernatural force was at work, and that work is grisly in the extreme. Now it's up to her to piece together a case involving murder and police corruption before more people die. But when members of the corrupt cabal within the department corner Detective Sun, they too start to unravel. It's the second chapter of the dark, bloody tale by modern masters of horror writer Garth Ennis and artist Jason Burrows. First issue, fantastic, phenomenal. Loved it. I love the body horror that we've got going on in this, and I can't wait to see more. Garth Ennis, crazy good writer, and yeah, that's my number 7 pick. Number 6 this week, we're going to Dark Horse again for The Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher. Chaos number 3 from, I don't know why they credit it this way, but they say Tate Brombell and Nick Robles, but James Tynion, Tate Brombell. Nick Robles is not on the credits, so they massively messed up here. But James Tynion, Tate Brombell writing. Art, it says Isaac Goodhart. That's right. Nick Robles did the cover art for this. Christopher and Dracula Boy join forces to take on the crime-infested streets of New Briar City, while at the same time look for a way to bring Christopher's high school crush back from the clutches of death. I think this is some of Tynion's best stuff since Something's Killing the Children. I am really enjoying this take on like almost like the Universal monsters in like a teenage form, and now he's going to be writing Dracula, one of the Universal monsters. So I think that's fantastic. He's got this like almost young adult version of it, and then he's going to get the actual horror side of it. So that's my number 6 pick. Number 5, we're going to Blood Moon Comics for Gunbreed. Number 1 of 5 from Angel Fuentes, Nahuel S.B., Yvonne Falcon, Joey Rodriguez, and cover by Hernan Gonzalez, the artist on Cover the Dead with Lime. So many books from Afterlight Comics, some fantastic stuff. You know, this team's on here. We know it's Blood Moon Comics. We know it's going to be good horror. A grudge is a terrible thing to die for, but a hell of a reason to come back from the dead. Gunbreed is a supernatural Western anthology about Powder Kane, a sheriff who witnessed the killing of his son and the people of his town at the hands of a criminal gang that practices black magic. After coming back from the dead himself, Powder Kane protects his ghost town from demons and monsters creeping from hell. This issue features the stories Soul Search, Night of the Breaker Boys, Wagon, and A Full House of Gods. And not only is this Blood Moon, that this is with their imprint or team up with Panico Press. So check this one out. I'm excited for a brand new horror story going on here. Number 5. Number 4, we're going to Image Comics for Indigo Children. Number 6, the end of the first story arc from Kurt Pyers, Rockwell White, Alex Diodo, and D. Cuniff, with Hassan Otami Elhau. I probably just butchered that on lettering. Cairo, the Indigo Children finally reach their destination, but they'll have to make it through Director Rand and an army of soldiers to make it there. The show-stopping finale to the first arc of Indigo Children is here. Number 3 this week, we're going to Ablaze Publishing for The Mighty Barbarians. Number 5 from Michael Moresi and Giuseppe Cafaro. Love this story. I love everything they're doing with this team up of Barbarians. I'm not really like a Conan fan, but Barbaric has been awesome, which is Michael Moresi's book as well. And so I figured let's read this one, and I have been all in since issue number 1. Cull and his crew are back in business, and that business is revenge. Revenge for what their enemies have done to them. Revenge for what they did to their friends and family, and revenge for past atrocities that should have done something about long ago. These heroes will fight to get their revenge and save their worlds from the biggest threat they've ever faced, and they are ready to fight to the death. For the Avengers, the Justice League, the X-Men, before it all stood the Mighty Barbarians. Issue 5 here is my number 3 pick. Number 2, we're going to Mad Cave Studios for Exorcists Never Die from Steve Orlando and Sebastian Perez. Greed has been exercised, but it's left behind a souvenir. A single, shimmering, gilded dagger for 2 combat exorcists. No matter what they say, both Sid Miller and Ellen Blair believe themselves more deserving. And whoever doesn't get the blade will find themselves an easy target for the next demonic sin, protecting the Hellscraper, Envy. And while Sid's already prostrated himself before Ellen on this quest, now that it's Ellen's turn, and she's not sure she's got it in her. Ellen's had her guard up for so long that she's not sure she remembers how to let it down, even if it's the only path to victory. This has been such a phenomenal series. We got this one, we got one more issue after this. I can't wait to see how this wraps up. Steve Orlando's writing is phenomenal. And if you have not checked out Sebastian Perez's artwork in this, it is just insane. The action sequences are some of the best I've seen in comics lately. Check it out. Number 1 pick this week, though, is going over to Scout Comics for Quicksand number 2 from Jonathan Hedrick and Deborah Lancenis. A little over a year has passed since the monsters crawled out of the sands near the Egyptian pyramids, and now the nearby military base echoes with the sound of alarms as the creatures return to the surface once again. Stephanie Noon, wife of Lost Canary 1 crew leader, is on the ground and ready to take action, but this time the monsters have brought something unexpected with them. Absolutely love this. I read the first 3 issues. They were on Kickstarter. There will be 5 issues total, though, for this series, and those will all be coming from Scout Comics. So if you started reading this from the Kickstarter campaigns, definitely pick this up from Scout Comics to finish the story out. It looks phenomenal. For the rest of it, I'm excited, but I absolutely loved the first 3 issues that I've read, and the action and sci-fi adventure that we've got going on here is phenomenal. That's my top 10. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it here and have not hit that subscribe button yet, please do so. Subscriptions, likes, comments all help the channel grow. If you're looking for merch, there's some in the links down below. Go check it out. Support the channel by picking up some merch, and enjoy your comics this week. I will hopefully be posting my top 3 reads video late. I have not gotten to read everything this week yet, and I am about to go out of town for a brief little bit, so I will hopefully get to that when I get back and let you guys know what I loved reading from this last week. As always, collect what you love. We'll see you next time.